The Guinness Book of World Records states that the Bible is the best-selling book in history, with an estimated 5 to 7 billion copies published to date. One need not be religious to recognize its most renowned narratives, many of which have integrated into global culture. Referencing Noah's Ark or David and Goliath will undoubtedly elicit recognition from most individuals. For many years, a disagreement has persisted regarding the historical veracity of the Bible, which was composed over decades by numerous authors, frequently long after the events it recounts. Recently, this discourse has undergone a startling shift, as scientific investigations have begun to indicate that some renowned events from the Bible indeed occurred. This video examines 9 prominent biblical occurrences for which contemporary science has found supporting evidence. So, let's get going.
Let's dive straight into our first jaw-dropping revelation, the Great Flood. We've all heard the story of Noah's Ark, but did a massive flood actually devastate ancient civilizations? In 1929, archaeologist Leonard Woolley made a discovery that changed everything. While excavating the ancient city of Ur in Mesopotamia, he found a massive flood layer dating to around 2900 BCE. This wasn't just any flood. This was evidence of a catastrophic event that wiped out entire civilizations. And that's not all. Geological evidence from the Black Sea region suggests a sudden catastrophic flood around 5600 BCE when the Mediterranean Sea burst through the Bosphorus Strait, flooding thousands of square miles of inhabited land in just a few years. Ancient Sumerian and Akkadian tablets describe a flood eerily similar to the biblical account, complete with a righteous man saving animals on a boat. While the exact scale is debated, science confirms that massive floods devastated ancient civilizations, stories preserved for millennia and passed down until they reached the pages of the Bible. But floods aren't the only biblical events confirmed by science. Let's talk about the 10 plagues of Egypt: blood, water, frogs, locusts, darkness. These sound like supernatural punishments, but could science explain them? Volcanic eruptions like the one at Thera, Santorini, could have triggered a chain reaction matching the biblical plagues almost perfectly. When volcanoes erupt, they release toxic gases and ash that can turn rivers red, kill fish, and create perfect conditions for insect blooms. Archaeological records show Egypt suffered from sudden, unexplained disasters during the 2nd millennium BCE, exactly when the biblical Exodus is believed to have occurred. Ancient Egyptian papyri describe rivers turning to blood, darkness covering the land, and swarms of insects devastating crops. While debate continues, evidence suggests natural disasters could align perfectly with the biblical plagues timeline. And speaking of the Exodus, let us examine one of the most famous miracles of all time: the parting of the Red Sea. Was this divine intervention or a rare natural event? In 2010, computer models from the National Center for Atmospheric Research showed that strong east winds blowing at 63 miles per hour for 12 hours could temporarily expose seabed, making passage possible. The model showed that a reef or underwater ridge could be exposed for several hours, allowing people to cross before the waters return. This isn't just theory. Archaeological finds at possible crossing sites show ancient Egyptian military debris, suggesting Pharaoh's army really did pursue the Israelites into the sea. A perfect storm, literally, may have made the impossible possible. Now, let's move from water to walls, the walls of Jericho.
Jericho's walls fell suddenly.
According to the Bible, Joshua brought
BCE.
down the mighty walls of Jericho with a shout and the blast of trumpets. Sounds impossible, right? Well, excavations by archaeologist Kathleen Kenyon revealed that Jericho's walls fell suddenly around 1400 BCE. But here's the scientific explanation. Earthquakes, not trumpets, likely caused the collapse. Jericho sits on a major fault line, and seismic activity could have brought down those ancient walls. The timing matches the biblical narrative perfectly. Science can explain the how, but the why still inspires debate and wonder. Now let us talk about one of the most controversial biblical events: the destruction of Soddom and Gomorrah, cities destroyed by fire from the sky. For years, skeptics dismissed this as pure mythology, but recent discoveries have changed everything. At Tal el-Hammam in Jordan, archaeologists found a city destroyed by intense heat so powerful it melted pottery and created shocked quartz, the same material found at meteor impact sites. A 2021 study published in Scientific Reports suggests a meteor airburst, similar to the Tunguska event in Siberia, could have annihilated these cities around 1650 BCE. The evidence is staggering. Temperatures reached over 2,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt bronze and turn sand into glass. The destruction was so complete the area remained uninhabited for centuries. A cosmic event may have left a mark so deep it became legend, passed down through generations as divine judgment. But biblical archaeology has revealed even more incredible discoveries. The Tower of Babel, mankind's attempt to reach the heavens, has long been considered a myth.
Impossible.
But the Etemenanke ziggurat in ancient Babylon matches the biblical description perfectly. This massive structure stood over 300 feet tall and was considered one of the wonders of the ancient world. Linguistic studies show a sudden diversification of languages in the ancient Near East around the time the tower was built. Coincidence, or evidence of something more? Archaeology uncovers the pride and fall of ancient Babel. Let's talk about one of the most beloved biblical stories, David and Goliath, the ultimate underdog tale. But could this famous battle actually have happened? Excavations at Khirbet Qeiyafa have revealed a fortified city from David's era, complete with gates and walls matching biblical descriptions. Ancient slingstones found in the valley of Elah, the exact location described in the Bible, show that battles really did take place there. And while we haven't found giant skeletons, Philistine remains show they were indeed taller and more heavily built than the average Israelite. The sling wasn't just a shepherd-ass toy. It was a deadly weapon capable of hurling stones at over 100 miles per hour with enough force to crack skulls. History remembers the victory, even if the giant was just really, really big. Speaking of David, for years skeptics doubted that King David ever existed, claiming he was a mythical figure created to give Israel a glorious past. But in 1993, everything changed. Archaeologists discovered the Tel Dan Stele, an ancient inscription that mentions the House of David. This wasn't just any inscription, it was written by Israel's enemies, the Arameans, confirming David's dynasty was real and powerful enough to be worth mentioning by their foes. Additional discoveries at the City of David in Jerusalem have revealed a large stone structure that many archaeologists believe could be David's palace. The evidence keeps mounting that the shepherd boy who became king was a real historical figure, but the scientific confirmations don't stop there. Let's examine the story of Jonah and the great fish. While the idea of surviving inside a whale seems impossible, marine biologists have documented cases of people surviving inside large sea creatures for short periods. Sperm whales have been known to swallow objects as large as giant squid, and their stomach chambers could theoretically provide air pockets for survival. The Mediterranean Sea, where Jonah's story takes place, is home to several species of large whales that could have been the great fish described in the modern cases, like James Bartley, who allegedly survived 3 days inside a sperm whale in 1891, show that while rare and debated, such survival might be possible under extraordinary circumstances. But the story of Jonah isn't just about the fish, it's also about the city of Nineveh. Archaeologists have confirmed Nineveh was indeed one of the largest and most magnificent cities of the ancient world, exactly as described in the Bible, with massive walls and ruins still visible today. So even if the whale tale stretches belief, the setting and the people are rooted in real history. Now, let us turn to the final event on our list, the mysterious darkness that covered the land during the crucifixion of Jesus. The Gospels say that for about 3 hours, darkness fell across the land in the middle of the day. For centuries, skeptics dismissed this as symbolism or exaggeration, but ancient records suggest otherwise. Chinese court astronomers in 33 CE documented a sudden, inexplicable darkening of the sky. Roman historians like Thales and Phlegon also recorded an unusual midday darkness around this time. While a total solar eclipse only lasts minutes, not hours, scientists now believe a rare combination of eclipse, dust storm, and atmospheric phenomena could have created extended darkness over Jerusalem. The timing matches the biblical account, and the multiple independent records from different cultures make this one of the most intriguing confirmations yet. When you look at all these discoveries together, the Great Flood, the plagues of Egypt, the parting of the Red Sea, the collapse of Jericho's walls, the fiery destruction of Soddom and Gomorrah, The Tower of Babel, the epic showdown between David and Goliath, the dynasty of King David, Jonah, and the whale, and the darkness at the crucifixion. You see a pattern emerging. Stories once dismissed as pure legend are being validated piece by piece by modern science and archaeology. This doesn't just confirm individual tales, it reveals that ancient texts often preserved real memories of world-changing events. Whether you're a person of faith or just fascinated by history, these findings show that the Bible is more than a collection of myths. It's a treasure trove of clues about our past. The intersection of faith and science is revealing new truths about the ancient world, and every archaeological dig, every geological survey, every astronomical study brings us closer to understanding the real events behind these legendary stories. So what does this mean for us today? It means that history, science, and faith don't have to be at odds. They can work together to uncover the incredible truth about where we come from and how our ancestors experienced the world. The next time someone tells you the Bible is just a bunch of old stories, you can share these 9 scientifically confirmed events and remind them that sometimes the truth really is stranger than fiction. What other biblical events do you think science might confirm in the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. And if you enjoyed this journey through history and mystery, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Past Check. Your support is what keeps this channel going and helps us bring you more mind-blowing discoveries from the past. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode, and share this video with someone who loves history as much as you do. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the past is full of surprises, and here at Past Check, we're just getting started. See you in the next video.